So welcome to LiveUP, the beach and bikini body plans that are going to transform you in record time, but not only that, teach you the habits that you need to understand your body, what works for it, what doesn't work for it, and how to maintain, and this is the key, maintain your new and improved physique long term, and not just look for those short term fixes. Now, the purpose of this video is basically to kind of get rid of some confusion or give you the tools you need to be able to read the LiveUP document properly. So all I'm going to do for you is on my computer, go through each page of the LiveUP document, giving you details on how to read it, why that page is important. Now, of course, with any plan like this, it's really, really tempting just to jump onto the first page and then decide, okay, right, where's the workout and what do I need to eat? That's all good and well, but if you don't understand the program, if you haven't read it in detail, you are going to miss things and you are going to get things wrong. So what we're going to do is go from page 1 right to the end. If you want to, you can watch it on your phone or your computer or whatever and go through it while you have the document so I can explain each bit of it. We're going to start with page 1. Some of them are just going to be kind of superfluous, but the rest of them we're going to go into detail where I need to. So page 1, we have, as you can see on my laptop, possibly from there, the glorious laptop, phase 1, front page. It can be male or female. I've set the documents out in exactly the same way, so don't stress about that. The reason the programs are built the way they are built is to try and improve you habitually as well as getting you in shape as quick as possible, and that goes for both physically, your lifestyle, and mental habits. There's a ton of stuff that I like to improve, and I'm going to explain to you why the program is built the way it is. So if we go from page 1, we then have page 2, the disclaimer. That basically, just read through it. Make sure that nothing untoward will happen to you during this program. You may need to go to a doctor, so that is very, very important. Do bear that in mind. The next page, the contents page, it gives you kind of a quick go-to should you need to get back to any particular page from then on. We move across. Fitness instructions. You'll see on the first bullet there, it says increase repetitions by 1 rep per week. Okay, so basically take the workout that you have got, you'll see that later on in the document, and each week you are aiming to add a single rep to each set. So let's say this first week you are doing 10 reps. It basically means that next week you have to do 11 reps, the week after, 12 reps, the week after, 13 reps, and so on and so forth, unless instructed otherwise. Very, very simple. Aim to increase the weight used in each workout, if only by a little. So again, as well as increasing a rep, you're going to try and increase a weight. Now, this is going to be easier on some lifts than others. For instance, squatting, leg presses, bench presses, things like that, you may be able to increase weight on much, much quicker than something, say, a lat raise, something like a lat raise. So don't stress if the smaller movements you can't move up, but your aim should always be progression. Why? Because your body is going to adapt to the demands that are put on it. Progression is therefore very, very important. It allows your body to sense that there is a need for it to adapt, to get better, to grow more muscle, and the more muscle you have, ultimately, whether you're male or female, the faster you are going to burn fat. Use tempo 4010 for explanation. Now, this is incredibly important and something that so few of you do. You are not using tempo correctly, and it completely changes the workout. It's going to reduce the amount of muscle you are building, it's going to reduce the speed at which you drop fat, and it's going to increase your risk of injury. So please make sure you use the tempo prescribed in all workouts, whether it be phase 1 right through to 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever it happens to be. In this case, it's 4010. If you want more information on that, you can of course go to the private forum, or you can check the videos in the FAQ section on the website upfitness.com, where we have done the tempo explanation video. We've done it both for a squat or a deadlift and a pull down, which are the two kind of movements that are easiest to demonstrate. So remember your tempo. Interval training. We're going to read this to you. You can read along with me, but I'll just give you a bit of a breakdown. For intervals, we recommend outdoor hill sprints or dead mill sprints. This is the optimal one. Outdoor hill sprints, the reason I like it, get outside, okay? Get outside and enjoy the surroundings. Ideally, go on a hill that is grass or steep enough for you not to have any issues with your knees. Your other option is, if your gym allows it, to get a treadmill, put it up to its max incline, then switch that treadmill off. Once you've switched it off, you brace yourself on the handles at the front and you sprint like your life depends on it. That is a dead mill sprint. Very, very effective, and these are my favored methods of interval training in the morning. You can, however, adapt this somewhat. You can do cycling sprints if you would prefer low impact, elliptical trainer sprints if you would prefer low impact. If you are fairly capable and you know how to do strongman training, you can replace it for strongman training. All of these things are options: sled pulls, prowler pushes. Do something that you find fun, you find engaging. One of my favorite things to do with interval training is to adapt everything. Is maybe if I have 20 intervals to do, I'll do 5 sprints, 5 row sprints, 5 cycle sprints, 5 battling row sprints, because it makes the time go so much quicker. And it's, you know, it's one of those things. Sprints are difficult. With regards to the intensity of your sprints, you should be feeling like you want to die. Daily step goals is the next point we go for. As you can see, we have set daily step goals. You can either choose to use those daily step goals, or you can do 3 fasted cardio sessions per week. These are the options you have. Most of you will prefer the step goals. This is kind of something that you can fit in with your day-to-day life, and it's less boring than standing on a treadmill, okay? Now, as you see on the next page, we have the tempo breakdown, which I mentioned briefly a moment ago. 4010, it tells you what the eccentric phase is, the lowering phase. It tells you what the isometric phase is, which is the next pause phase. It tells you what the concentric phase is, which is the lifting or shortening phase. And it tells you what the final isometric phase is. So follow those seconds. It looks like jargon on here, but click the link that we leave in the description of this box and it will take you to the tempo video. So don't worry, we've got everything under control. You do have the information you need. Training schedules. Now, this training schedule is an example, okay? I've set it up as an example of how to train. So what we've got here is your week's workouts, the 3 workouts that are set out on alternating days, and then we have 2 days worth of interval sprints. This again is very, very important. You know, those intervals can be whatever you want, but make sure you get these training days in. The one thing I ask you to do, all of you, just because most of you are not recovering correctly, is to make sure you are never training, weight training, 2 days in a row, okay? For most of you, that's not optimal because you're just not going to recover well enough. You're better off training on alternating days. With regards to the intervals, you can then slide them in on off days. So that training schedule, it's a really, really quick go-to to remember what you are doing that day. We then move into the workouts. Now, obviously I won't tell you the workouts, you can see them there in front of you, but what I will do is tell you how to read the workouts. What we have initially is A1, A2, you will see in this far left column. Now, whether it's A1, A2 or B1, B2, what that means is that it's a superset. It means that you pair the exercises together, one exercise immediately after the other, okay? So for instance, if we are doing A1, a barbell squat, to A2, a pull-up, what we would do is we do our set of squats, we then immediately move on to the pull-up, we do our set of pull-ups, and then we return to the squats, and we repeat that for the number of sets that we've been prescribed, okay? The next column, as you can see, is simply the exercise name. Now, with the program, we have over 400 videos loaded up on upfitness.com that you can go to and access. So every single one of these exercises is in that database, so you have full access to them and exactly how to do them. If you can't find it, it's not quick for you, go onto the forum, ask the question, and myself or one of the other participants on the forum will give you the video and we will describe how to do it at the very least so you know what you're doing. The next section is sets. This tells you the amount of sets you're going to do of each exercise. In this case, we're looking at 3, so you would repeat that combo, that A1, A2 combo for 3 sets. Tempo is the next column, and this tells you the tempo at which you perform each one of those movements. Again, the video is live on upfitness.com, so you can go and check it out on there. And of course, you have the private forum to use for that as well. Finally, you have the rest periods. Now, we recommend the rest periods on the program, but you can shorten them if you're fit enough. If you feel like you can work a little bit faster, you can shorten them. But what I do ask you to do is make sure your rest periods are disciplined. If your rest periods are not disciplined, you are not going to be getting out of this program what you are hoping for. So be disciplined. Of course, the first few workouts are going to be slightly different because you're getting to grips with things. That's fine. It's okay. Once you have your kind of way around the program, make sure you're sticking to your rest periods in a disciplined manner. Don't play on your phone, don't get chatting to people, go into the workout, go into the gym with intent to come out having achieved something. Use your watch, time your minutes, get it done. Now, we'll skip through a few pages because I've explained the programs here. As you can see, everything is laid out for you for the whole 4-week phase. It tells you exactly what to train, exactly when to train, exactly the tempo, the sets, the reps, etc. The only thing you need to do is make sure, again, as we said in the first pages, that you are always trying to increase weight and that you are always aiming for a 1-rep progression on each set each week. Now, we move to the food plan. The first page simply generalizes the food plan and it tells you exactly how to eat, like, you know, the basics of what we're doing here. I want you using herbs and spices, but I don't want you using thick sauces, okay? Eat regularly. Try not to have massive gaps between your food, and certainly don't skip meals. Now, for some of you, this is gonna feel like an awful lot of food. The fact of the matter is, when you are trying to get in shape, your body wants to thrive. It doesn't just want to survive. So please do remember that. Feed it, nourish it, and it will reward you. We move into the examples. Now, please take note of that word. These are examples. These are examples that I've put in to give you an idea of what to eat. But you need to educate yourself, partially through the program and partially through the forum, what a protein is. Then you make sure you have the exact amount of protein that is set out in your program. The vegetables. I've given you examples, but of course you can add to these. Just be smart about what you're doing. A good rule of thumb for your vegetables, which you should be having with every single meal, is to have about half of your plate green vegetables, with about 25% of that portion should be colors. Okay, so 75% greens, 25% colors, and half of your plate should be covered in vegetables, okay? This is gonna give you loads and loads of nutrients, especially when you're sweating a lot, you're training a lot, your body's losing vital minerals, vital vitamins that it needs to operate. So make sure you're getting these vegetables in. Don't neglect them, because it's often a very common barrier to fat loss. Starchy carbs. Do not be afraid of starchy carbs. The thing about starchy carbs is that they are about timing and they're about portion control, which most of us get wrong. So I've told you exactly how much you should be having. Make sure they're at the right times and don't have too much of them. Make sure you're getting your portions nailed. Now, some of you are going to ask me why I put so many carbs in a diet. It scares a lot of people. The reason being that when you are dieting, when most of you out there are dieting, your first go-to is to drop all of the carbs out. You then wonder why you get cravings for sugar. You get cravings for sugar because you have taken too much sugar out of your diet. Now, of course, I don't mean cake, I don't mean chocolate. You've actually taken the good carbohydrates out of your diet, so your body is begging for some glucose, okay? Now, that can be good for some people, but for 95% of you, you're then going to cheat. You're going to feel crap about yourself. So make sure you are having the carbs, make sure you are having the right quantities. It's going to stop you from getting cravings. It's going to stop you from falling off the wagon long term, which is really, really important, okay? Fats. Fats are very, very good for you. You need them for cellular health. You need them for hormonal health. So please try to make sure you are not neglecting your fats. This is very, very important. Again, it's easy to go overboard on the portions. So make sure you are dialing that in perfectly. The next, supplements and their timings. I couldn't have spelled this out any better for you, but what I am going to do is break down why I've given you the supplements here, so you have a bit of an explanation as to how and why and what you're doing. Digestive enzymes, because most of you out there are overstressed, overstimulated, cortisol is often high, and you take in a lot of stuff that damages your gut. There's a good chance that your digestion is impaired, which is not good. So by giving you a digestive enzyme with every single meal, I know that you're not going to suffer bloating, that you're going to be digesting all of the nutrients I need you to digest in good time, and that you're not going to be getting any discomfort. So that's very, very important. Omega-3 oils, massive, massive, massive anti-inflammatory. It kind of does everything. It's the all singing, all dancing supplement. We have between 5 and 10 grams a day of this for most people. So again, this is really, really important. Amplify. This is to be taken during cardio, intervals, or weight training. It's going to improve your endurance, it's going to speed up your recovery massively, and it's going to help to keep you hydrated and keep a good balance of all the vitamins and minerals that you will be losing through training. Pea protein or whey protein, as you can see behind me, this is only to be had post-workout, okay? Please try to remember that, post-workout. Do not be having it as a snack. Don't replace meals with liquid food ever. You have your whey protein or your pea protein or your vegan protein immediately post-workout. For females, 1 scoop should be enough. For males, 2 scoops should be enough, okay? Chocotrients. Chocotrients we have somewhere is our amazing, 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 amazing green shake. It tastes super rich, super chocolatey, and it is amazing for killing cravings. If you find that you get cravings, some Chocotrients, either in your oats or in your carb portion, or even in some hot water. It tastes like hot cocoa. It will kill cravings immediately, but essentially all it is fiber. So it's there as kind of an emergency. If you're gonna reach for a Mars bar or a cake and you have a tub of Chocotrients, go for the Chocotrients instead. Ultra Mag. Magnesium is vital vital for those of us who do not sleep well, for those of us who may be overstimulated, for those of us who may suffer from anxiety, from extra stress in our life. Take your magnesium at night. Between 250 and 400 milligrams is optimal for most. 20 to 30 minutes before you go to sleep, and it will help you sleep like a baby. Do not neglect this one. Zinc, finally. Zinc is there mostly for males. It's a cofactor in about 300 different processes in the body, so it is vital that you have enough of it. Again, it's something that is depleted while you train. It's going to help improve your testosterone, it's going to help improve the way you use food, it's going to help improve moods, you name it, it kind of does it. So zinc is there as well. You want to take 30 milligrams of that first thing in the morning when you wake up. Never take your zinc and magnesium together, as some supplement manufacturers would make you believe. One of them kind of picks the body up, zinc, which we want in the morning. The other one shuts the body down, which we want in the evening, okay, and that's magnesium. So all of these supplements, remember, can be found on the website upfitness.com. We have a male stack and a female stack, and it's called the LiveUP Essentials, okay? The LiveUP Essentials. So go and check that out. Make sure you purchase through there. I'll put the link in the box below this video so you know exactly how to get hold of that. Then we move on to the workout and food summary. This tells you exactly how to eat your meals during the day, how to structure them, exactly what you should be having. Use this as a checklist. The best thing you can do here is stick that to your fridge, and then as you are planning your meals, as you are preparing your meals, kind of check off, yeah, okay, I know I've got my protein, I know I've got my fat, I know I've got my fruit, ticked off. I know exactly what's in each meal. Now, what you will see on this one is that I have put, say, training at certain points. Obviously, wherever you train, you just kind of shift that column into another area, and you can adjust your meals around that. Just because I've put training where I've put it doesn't necessarily mean that that's where it has to stay, okay? Again, the next page we go into options and portion control. This is just reinforcing exactly what you need to eat and how much. Why? Because I know most of you probably don't read that first page properly, so I've put it in again. This breaks it down to the minutest detail and exactly what you need to eat. The notes at the back, we're just going to summarize this one. Prepare thoroughly and be precise. If you fail to prepare to fail. The old saying, and it's very, very true. If you are not prepared, you're going to get caught short, you're going to make mistakes, you are going to eat off plan regularly. So prepare everything. Batch cook, shop in bulk. You know, talk about slow cookers are a really, really good way of doing it. Follow recipes where you can batch cook 2 or 3 days food at a time, portion it out and freeze it. If you do that, you're going to succeed. If you try to eat on the go, you are going to fail, unfortunately. With regards to weighing, the only thing that I ask you to weigh really is your protein source, okay? Everything else can be measured essentially by scoops, which is why I wanted that, because it's convenient and it gets rid of the kind of massive neurotic obsession with weighing food. All I want you to weigh out is your protein, but you do have to be precise on that. So just a simple pair of scales like this, electronic digital scales, have them in your kitchen and you can weigh out your food no problem. That's quite important. So do make sure you have some of these. Now, the next point, stay hydrated. Again, something that so many of us lack, we mess up on. If you are not hydrated, your liver is not going to be able to process all of the toxins being released from fat loss properly. You're going to end up with headaches. You're going to end up with lower ability to train in the gym. You're likely to have poor sleep, poor skin, etc. So stay hydrated. For women, at least 3 to 4 liters. For men, I would recommend 4 to 6, especially if you're like me and you sweat quite a lot. So women 3 to 4, men 4 to 6. Stay hydrated. Just on that, no teas, coffees, green teas, sodas do not count towards your hydration. A lot of them are actually diuretics and they're going to make things worse. So water. If you want a way to make your water a little bit more interesting, infuse fruit in it. So put some lemons, put strawberries, cucumbers, whatever in it. It does change things up and it will also help to detoxify the body, so they say. Don't neglect your greens. Now, I mentioned this earlier on in the plan. Please don't neglect your greens. It could be the missing link as to why you're not dropping fat, because you are malnourished. The body wants to be nourished. When it knows it's nourished, it will drop fat. You will only eat a cheat meal or open meal when prescribed to do so. Most of you out there who don't even diet hard enough, you certainly don't train hard enough, have cheat meals each week anyway, and this is possibly why, to put it bluntly, you're still fat, okay? Cheat meals, open meals I like to call them, come in phase 2 or later dependent on your progress. You will only have them when told to do so. Please stick to that, it's very important. Now, don't overdo it on stimulants. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not a fan of Red Bull, I'm not a fan of coffee, I'm not a fan of caffeinated drinks, I'm not a fan of pre-workouts. Why? Because each one of you out there watching this is probably overstressed, overworked, emotionally stressed, you're chemically stressed, you probably drink too much coffee anyway, you probably hit Red Bull, you probably stay awake too late at night. All of these things serve to cause you damage long term. Now, I do not want your body overstimulated. If your body is overstimulated, it is therefore going to under recover. I need to know that your body is recovering from the hard training that we're going to give you. So please don't start nailing stimulants. If anything, I highly, highly, highly recommend you take them all out. Final page, controlling appetite. Okay, eat organic, nutrient-dense food. Now, appetite is not so much about calories, it's more about nutrients. Now, the good example of this, if you go out and eat McDonald's or something with 0 nutrients in it, you eat a massive meal, you know, let's say 1,500 to 2,000 calories, 2 hours later you're starving. Why? Because your body didn't need calories, it needed nutrients. If you take in the nutrients, you are not going to be so hungry. So make sure the food that you are taking in is good quality and you'll need less of it. Your appetite will be highly sort of satiated and everything will be under control because you are nourished. Make soups out of your vegetables if your appetite is poor. If you are really, really, really struggling, you're really struggling to get that food in, then I've got no problem making soups out of maybe 1 meal of vegetables in the evening. But I don't recommend it because it will affect results. This is just there as a last resort. Drink carbonated water. Anyone again who knows me knows I'm a fan of sparkling water with fresh lime juice squeezed in it. It kills my appetite, kills cravings, so I drink loads and loads and loads of it. I'm happy for you to too. It's not a problem at all. Brush your teeth when hungry. Just that taste, that action, is going to reduce your appetite. It's a bit of a weird trick, but it does work. This one is key. You will see it. Never go shopping hungry. How many of you out there have been to the shops, you've gone through and you've spotted something in an aisle, you're absolutely starving. So you've walked over there and you've been, oh God, done it. You pick up a load of stuff, especially from near the till. You sit in the car, you eat a load of stuff that you know you shouldn't be eating just because you were starving and your brain was saying, give me calories, give me calories, give me calories. You then sit there and think, oh, what have I just done? I've just failed on my diet. Never, ever, ever go shopping hungry. That is a huge mistake. You see the next part, prepare, prepare, prepare. Please prepare. The better you are prepared, the less likely you are to fail, the faster your results are going to come and the better your results are going to be. Supplementation, you've heard me talk about the stacks. You can click the link in your document to go straight to the LiveUP Essentials stack, which is everything you need in one hit. Now, there are going to be some of you out there who say, oh yeah, but it's so expensive, it's this, that, and the other. Please, please, please do not try to save money on supplements. It is a false economy. Quite often, some of you are going to high street stores and trying to buy the cheapest supplements you can find. Yes, you may save 20, 30 pounds. However, they are not doing a thing for you. What you have to remember with UP is that we supply only the best to our clients because we have to get the results out of them. The supplement sales aren't so important to us, but the results are. So we need to know that everything that we give to our clients is exactly what they need, that it is the best of everything. So please make sure you remember that. It's very, very important. Check-ins and body profit. You will have got the body profit link, which is where you sign your check-ins in. Now, men, you weigh yourself and you submit your pictures each week. Make sure you do them before you start. Everybody out there, make sure you do them before you start. Women, you do not weigh your body weight. You can weigh it that first day. That's not a problem. Weigh it that first day, please. But from then on, you stop weighing yourself. I don't want to know. You don't want to know. It's an irrelevant number for you females. Okay? All of you submit your front, your side, and your back picture as per the progress picture guide in the link in the email that we've sent you and also in the private forums. This comes in first thing in the morning before you do anything else on Monday. You also answer the check-in email that will come to you. That then comes to me. I get to see what's going on. You won't get the official check-in email until the end of your second full week. So do bear that in mind. You will get an initial email in the first week. Your full check-in email will come at the end of the second week. So don't worry if you don't get a reply to the first one. FAQs. Now, I have sat down and recorded the answers to basically every question you could possibly have. They are all on the upfitness.com website, so go over there and check that out. I've answered everything you could possibly want me to answer. If, by some miracle, you have found that there is a question that you don't have the answer to on there, get onto the private forums and ask me there, and I will be happy to answer, so don't stress that. That was the full document, page to page. So now you should know, if you followed through the document with me there, exactly how to use it. What I recommend you do, however, is go back to the nutrition point. Okay, go back to the nutrition pages and read it again and again and again and again. Go over it and over it and over it, because this is where everybody gets things wrong. And guess what? The nutrition is the most important part. You can't get this bit wrong. Okay, so go over there, read it again and again and again. Make sure you know exactly what you are eating, you know exactly how much you are eating, and then you will get this nailed. Most of all, remember, LiveUP is about an education. It's not just a program. We don't just give it to you and say, there, off you go. This is what differs. Me personally, Elliot Upton, want you to get a result. I want to see progress out of you every single week. So it's important to me that you let me know of what information you need. I feel like I've given you as much as I can. I've planned for months in advance to make sure that you're not going to have too bad cravings, that emotionally you are in a good place, that physically you are in a good place, that I'm trying to teach you good habits like not overstimulating yourself, like waking up earlier, going to bed earlier. All of these things have a massive knock-on effect to your life. So please, please, please give it your all. Please be compliant. Please be punctual with your check-ins. If you can do all of that, we are going to get an amazing transformation out of you. So I have been Elliot Upton as always. That was the full run through of the LiveUP program. If you have any more questions, then do please jump on the private forum and ask them. But until then, I'm out of here.